Separate at birth, brush with death, corruption and conscience. Start with corruption and conscience. It's night time, yeah. Might as well rest and start the day fresh. Should be talking with town officials anyway, so it probably requires daytime. I was referred to Levana Nedaren, who lives in the south end of town, as she is the most vocal about her dislike of the new commander. So nowhere near here actually.
Greetings.
Greetings. Be somewhere here.
You seem far too nice to be one of Ulrich's men. What can I do for you? Poor Tervala. I hear she's turning Cheydinhal inside out looking for her husband Reith. I hope nothing bad has happened to him.
Tell me about the fines.
Oh, please, don't even get me started. That madman won't be satisfied until everyone in town is dead broke. Or in jail. What in Oblivion is Ulrich doing with all that money anyway? I'm sure he's lining his pockets with the gold of the good citizens of Cheydinhal. Take my good friend Aldous Othran, for example. In the last month, he's been fined 6 times. 6! All for being drunk and disorderly. Have you ever gone past a guard barracks? When are they not drunk and disorderly? What kind of a stupid fine is that? Well, Aldous couldn't pay the last 2 fines, so they seized his home and threw him into the street until he could pay it. Bastards!
What about the Count?
The Count? He could care less about our plight. As long as the roast suckling pig is delivered to his feast table, he's as happy as can be.
Couldn't care less. Is there anyone who cares?
Well, there's one man who seems to care. Garrus Durelian, the second in command of the guard. I hear he isn't happy with Ulrich. I don't know what you can do for us in this situation. I mean, Ulrich is the captain after all. Perhaps you could speak to Garrus. You can find him roaming the county hall of the castle most of the time.
Tell me about Aldous Othran.
Poor fellow. You may be able to find him roaming the streets of Cheydinhal, probably drunk. Only a month ago he lost his wife. They were traveling the road from the Imperial City when a bandit raiding party struck. He barely escaped alive. Ever since then he's been drunk. Sure, he gets rowdy sometimes, but he's never hurt anyone.
Ulrich Leland.
I don't know where the Count found him, but I sure wish he'd send him back. He's a menace to this town. Garrus may be our only hope.
It looks like he's at the castle. Don't usually want to do this, the spell spam to train. Honestly, I don't think we have an option with a skill like Restoration. If this was pretty much any other spell school, I would have gotten level ups already, but Restoration, I guess the assumption is that you're constantly going to get damage and you have to heal yourself, so it has to progress slower than the other magic skills.
Yes.
It's not a bad assumption, but it basically, if you don't get damaged, your only other option is to spend a massive amount of money training it, or just spam it, spam it, spam it. And since each casting is equal, no matter how much it heals, it refers the low-level heals that you spam, spam, spam over just powerful one-time heals.
Yeah. What do you want?
Ulrich Leland.
I can't say I'm prepared to speak to you about that. No telling who will end up finding out. Yes? That's just not funny. I accept. Not. I wish I could say that. What a. Don't. Not. That's just stupid.
You're stupid.
Don't. Not. Sorry. Really? Interesting. What? You think. Whatever you want. Don't. Sorry. Well, no more. I see. It appears you've spoken to Levana. I know she sounds a bit like a raving madwoman, but she isn't far from the truth. Ulrich is definitely up to something. Every day, we take in exorbitant fines from the people. Where most of the money goes, I have a good idea. Ulrich keeps his quarters locked, but I've glimpsed inside. The things he has in there could never be purchased on a captain's salary. At first, I thought maybe he was from wealthy stock, but many of the goods have been delivered recently. I'd love to bring him to task in front of Count Indaris, but I dare not without a solid witness that will speak against him.
What about Levana?
Honestly, she's never done anything to be fined or get in trouble. Yet. The person I'd love to bring in as a witness is Aldous Arthrin. That is, if we could sober him up for 5 minutes. I haven't approached him myself, as Ulrich has eyes everywhere. However, he doesn't know you well enough yet to suspect anything. If you want to help, you need to get Aldous to agree to become a witness. Nothing else can be done. Aldous is living on the street now that his house has been seized. I begged Ulrich to give him more time, but he wouldn't. He won't be hard to find. Just follow the smell of stale mead. The Fighters Guild thing at Desolate Mine went perfectly, didn't it? They cleared out the goblins and no one got hurt. Beware of Ulrich. I wouldn't confront him at this time, as he'll surely have you thrown in jail. If you raise a hand against him and strike him down, you'll be accused of murder. Even if Ulrich doesn't do things by the letter of the law, I do. You must locate Aldous. He's a danger to himself and others in his condition.
I'd like to take a look at the personal quarters of Ulrich.
The Grey Fox protects you.
Need to find the barracks. Castle Guard Barracks.
Go take your break. Good. I'm hungry. Go take your break.
Get out of my way before I have you slapped in irons.
Ulrich
It's about
Leland.
time. Hello.
Likeable little bastard. Dungeons. Think we want to go to dungeons. Jaden Hall Castle Guard Barracks. Locked hard. That's probably it. Bit risky to do this. Oh shit. That's how you lose 20 lockpicks in a few seconds. Problem is, with the fastest times with tumblers go up, you sort of have to react to it before it hits the up position. But with the others, it's way too fast. Waste of time. Somewhere at the south edge near the river. I think on the eastern side.
Who are you?
Let's talk about Ulrich Leland.
Ha! That stupid swit? Throw me out of my home, will he? I'll show him a thing or two about messing with an Othran. All I did was fall down, sure. Maybe even vomited on the floor of the tavern. Charge me 6 times, Ulrich? Charge me, you fetcher! Well, I'm not standing for this anymore. You come with me and I'll show you what the Othrans can do when their backs are to the wall. Get out of my way and keep following. I'll show you a thing or two.
What exactly are you gonna do? A drunken peasant with a dagger.
This is my house. Get out of the way. Move, I say.
Sir, this property has been seized by his lordship, the Count of Cheydinhal. Leave immediately.
I said move, or by my ancestors, I'll put you on the ground with a split lip.
Sir, I must warn you that threatening a city guardsman is an offense punishable by a fine of no less than 50 gold. Pay, or be jailed.
You swit. How dare you? Ulrich be damned. He can take his fine and stuff it up his backside.
You've been warned. You're now under arrest. Please, come with me.
I'll go nowhere with you.
There's nothing I can
fetter.
do.
Nowhere.
Stand clear.
Die, Imperial!
Aldous Althron has been slain by a Cheydinhal guard. He had led me to his old house, where he exchanged heated words with the guards. During the argument, Aldous pulled a knife and the guard put him down. I should tell Levana that the sad news. I'm sort of surprised he can't interject somehow to try to harm the situation here. It's obvious, well, not exactly obvious what's coming, but obvious that trouble is coming.
Is something amiss? What's wrong?
Aldous Althron is dead.
Oh no, they killed him. I can't believe this. Ever since his wife passed at the hands of the bandits, his life has been miserable. I'd grown to become fond of him. I wanted to take him into my house, but I was afraid. And now look what's become of him. There are no more options left. Ulrich must be dealt with, and actions speak louder than words. You must do something for me. Go tell Ulrich that I have some information that incriminates him. Tell him to come alone, or he won't get it. Then lead him here, and I'll do the rest. I'll make the necessary arrangements for his burial. He'll be buried next to his poor wife. I'll deal with him soon enough.
Leanna was furious after I told her of Aldous' fate. She wants me to go speak with Ulrich and somehow convince him to follow me back to her house, where she would take care of him. This doesn't sound like the best method to deal with Ulrich. I think I should speak to Garrus first, then decide how to handle the situation.
Ulrich will not buy his way out of this one.
I don't think Ulrich deserves to die because of this. The guy did something incredibly stupid. I think this is more of a case of Aldous Althron basically doing suicide by cop. The guard wasn't aggressive toward him. Ulrich didn't force him to do any kind of violent acts. I mean, definitely put pressure on him and is probably guilty of embezzling funds, but that's not a death sentence. That's jail time.
Hello.
The only one who started to shed blood shedding here is the Althron guy. So it makes me favor the no bloodshed solution.
I'm Eulaine Lervu, Castle Mage. Perhaps you've been warned off me as a scandalous, blasphemous scoffer and cynic. The characterization is completely accurate. I despise the gods and those who bow before them. You worship the 9 divines, perhaps? Have they ever helped or harmed you? Of course not. Now worship a Daedra Lord and you get effects. Bad ones, of course, but clear and measurable effects.
Oh, that's just stupid, because you get healed by the shrines and things like that. If I go to the chapel here and have a disease, I can just pray on the altar there to some god and I'll get healed. How is that not a measurable effect?
The Azura Coven and the Geralds north of Cheydinhal. Nice folks. Nothing like the blood-drinking Daedra worshippers everyone raves about. A waste of time, of course, worshipping gods in the first place. But at least they're not raving lunatics. Gonradhel sure does have a knack for training dogs. I've heard that she will train people as well, for a price. You too.
Hello there. We must put an end to this travesty of justice. Aldos will be mourned. I won't sit by and watch the innocent being driven to the brink like that. Something must be done, but without bloodshed.
Any plans?
Levana has always been quick-tempered. You must reconsider her plan. It can only lead to prison for her and for you. I swear that Ulrich will pay for this. We must handle this carefully and prove to the Count that he needs to be arrested. Ulrich has been watching me, so I haven't been able to enact a plan I devised to bring him down. That ends today, now that you're here. The evidence we need to incriminate Ulrich must lie within his quarters. You must sneak in there and retrieve it without being seen. If you're caught, there isn't anything I can do to help you. Just be careful.
I already did that. There's nothing in there.
Aldos's death is indeed a tragedy. Do what we can with his soul.
The same place, right? Yeah. It is the same place.
Hi there.
Suspicious letter. I'm 100% sure this wasn't here before. Dearest Isabel and Janetta, I should be able to send you another package of money and goods within the month. This posting is proving more lucrative than I'd first suspected. Who knew that Indaris would be so easy to do? He doesn't even care. He's so busy wrapped up in his own affairs, and I mean that literally. He has no time to pay attention to the daily operations of Cheydinhal. I've decided to raise the fines again next month. Then we can begin constructing that summer keep we'd always wanted, my cousins. More to come soon. My love to both of you. Signed, Ulrich. I think that should do it. Fuck. Was it Ulrich that came in there? That was a close call.
Hi. You're back. Good. Did you find the evidence? You've done it. This letter will spell his undoing when I present it to Count Indaris. Splendid work indeed. I must hasten to the Count and deliver this immediately. Please, meet me back at the Cheydinhall Bridge Inn in about 2 hours. I must speak to the Count.
We'll just wait 2 hours. It's been about 2 hours, and Garrus Derelium should be meeting me at the Cheydinhall Bridge Inn. Which is where? Right at the gate.
Hello!
Hello?
Marlin is sure proud of the Newlands Lodge. I think she's a spectre.
And I've news. After speaking to the Count, and in light of the evidence you recovered, Ulrich has been removed from his post and arrested. Many guards are coming forward with more evidence of his greed, so it's safe to say he'll be spending quite a bit of time in the city dungeons. I've been promoted to the post of Captain of the Guard, and hope to return respect to the peacekeepers of this town. The Count and I thank you for helping bring Ulrich's hold on Cheydinhall to an end, and for doing so without unnecessary bloodshed. As a token of our gratitude, as you did this at the risk of false imprisonment or perhaps your life, we reward you this bounty of gold. On behalf of the people of Cheydinhall, I thank you.
250 gold. Not exactly a bounty, but more than I expected.
Ulrich will be spending years in the city dungeons. This should give him plenty of time to reflect on what he's done. Until we meet again, may you...
That's technically a wrap on the quest, I guess. Right. I still want to talk to the woman who started this. What does she think about the fact that I didn't lure Ulrich to be murdered?
Have mercy. Just one. Please be generous, kind sir. Blessings of the shadow upon me.
Where is she? I'd like to talk to her now because I'll forget about this. It's not important really in any way. More of a little bit of closure.
One more coin. Blessings of Akatosh upon ye.
Well, if she's not to be found here, I'm not sure what I can do. I don't want to spend time hunting her down. Brush with death. Right, Lathandas.
What is it now?
There she is.
What's done is done. I'm overjoyed to hear that Garrus has replaced Ulrich as the captain of the guard. I'm sure he'll do a fine job. Though I'm happy that Ulrich has been removed from his post, I'm still saddened that there'll be no true retribution for Aldous. When I was younger and living in Vardenfell, My parents instilled in me the code of an eye for an eye. It's hard not to see that through. I'm sorry, I shouldn't berate what you've done for Cheydinhal. Everyone appreciates what you did, as do I.
But what's eye for an eye in this case? You weren't planning on killing the person who actually killed the man. The man who you are about to kill. Nothing in his plan or doing would have led to the person's death. So it's the person's own actions, reckless, unprovoked actions that led to his death. So I don't see what the eye for an eye punishment there would be.
Farewell, Sergio.
Someone's husband has gone missing.
I'm Tavella Lathandis. I apologize that I can't give you the respect a guest in my home would normally receive, but I am at my wit's end. I'm sorry to be so forward, but I desperately need your help. It seems that my husband, Ryth, has gone missing, and I just don't know what to do. Gonradhel sure does have a knack for training dogs. I've heard that she will train people as well, for a price.
Tell me about your husband.
Yes, my husband is the Ryth Lathandis. Have you heard of him?
No. Please tell me about him.
You haven't? That's strange. Ryth is known far and wide as one of the best painters in all Cyrodiil. His specialty is setting the great forest to canvas. The paintings look so amazingly real that some say they can see the trees sway in the breeze. That's just a silly notion, of course, but it just goes to show the attention to detail Ryth uses when he paints.
You said Ryth is missing.
Yes, Ryth likes to work in his studio with the door locked, so no one can disturb him. He usually comes out to eat dinner and sleep. But 2 days ago, he didn't come out at all. At first, I wasn't worried. He does that occasionally. But when he didn't come out for a full day, I unlocked the studio with a key he said to use only in emergencies. It turned out he wasn't inside. I'm sure he never left that room, so I have no idea where he's gone. Please help me find Ryth. I love him dearly, and I'm so worried.
Don't worry, I'll find Ryth.
Oh, thank you so very much. Here's the key to Ryth's studio. You may come and go as you please. If you need me, I'll be around the house. Do hurry, I miss my love so much.
So he's in a studio, locked studio, never left, but he's gone missing. Unusual painting to the painted world. There certainly doesn't seem to be enough room here to hide, and then nothing really odd besides the painting itself. After touching the painting Ryth has been working on, I suddenly found myself standing in a strange forest. It looks familiar, like the great forest in the heart of Cyrodiil, but something is different about it.
Where did you come from? You look real enough. You must be from the outside. Oh, thank goodness someone finally came. While I'm overjoyed to see a friendly face, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. You're stuck here like I am. Sorry to break it to you like that, but if it wasn't for that annoying thief, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
Tell me about this thief.
I was in my studio when a Bosmer wearing dark clothing accosted me. Before I could call for help, he knocked me unconscious. When I came to, I found that the door to my studio was still locked, and that the thief had snatched my paintbrush. That's when I saw it. There was something on the canvas of my painting that I hadn't put there. It looked somewhat like a troll, but it was badly done. Then it hit me. The Bosmer must have leapt into the painting, then painted guardians inside to protect himself using the brush of true paint.
The brush of true paint?
I knew the secret of my success would be revealed one day. I can tell you all about the brush if you like.
Please do.
Very well. The brush showed up several years ago in the possession of an artist who was serving in the Arnesian War of 396. It seems an errant fireball had exploded next to him, and he lost the use of both arms. He was a stubborn man who didn't want to give up his talent. Being a devout follower of Dibella, he prayed to her for something that would allow him to express himself once more. She heard his plea and gifted him with the brush. It's said the bristles of the brush are woven from Dibella's own hair. That injured man was my father. He passed the brush on to me, and I intend to pass it along to my kin one day. Did you want to know how it works?
Could be useful information.
The brush allows the artist to paint from within a canvas. It opens a portal into which the artist may enter to paint things life-sized. All the painter has to do is have the brush in his possession, and whatever he imagines appears in the canvas. Of course, I like to wave it around anyway. It makes me feel more like a legitimate painter. I guess it all doesn't matter now. Unless you can defeat those painted trolls, we have no chance of getting the brush back.
Painted trolls?
The trolls that the thief painted seem to have turned on their creator and killed him. He didn't know the brush had its risks. The creatures are now loose all over the forest, and in the clearing where I was still working. The brush is on the body of the Bosmer thief there. I will not be able to help you. I am not a warrior. But take these bottles of turpentine. They might help. Do be careful. I'll have to remember to remove the trolls from my painting before I complete this piece.
Bottles of turpentine. Damage painted trolls plus 50.
Be cautious, friend.
Yeah, I think we should basically focus on just surviving this without the usual training focus. Not sure if I can really effectively kill a troll with just a sword. They might be regenerating heavily and be sturdy, so as much damage as we can pour on a target, basically. Usually, yeah, there's one. Oh, goddamn button. Not a good spell selection here. The lightning doesn't seem to do all that much damage. Fire, maybe? I would prefer something that does a lot of damage instead of something that we can spam in this case. The electric touch might be the best one. Not sure I want to go to touch range. Soul Trap might be another. Very expensive though, and we don't really have a use for the soul gems at the moment. We'd have to at least get to Arcane University before we can start doing something with them. Can't really afford to miss casting too much. We can maybe throw the attack spell 3 times if we summon a headless zombie too. Not bad. The turpentine certainly helps. If I had to try rely just on it, I think I would be in trouble. Two turpentine left, so I guess we can presume 2 trolls left. Final turpentine. Final troll. Yeah, there's a corpse. Right, not too bad. I have to say, not sure how this would have gone without the headless zombie. Regular zombie might not have fared all that well against trolls. Three gold pieces and the brush of true paint. I retrieved the brush of true paint. I should go back and return it to Riot, so together we can leave this strange landscape. Could I just go north? It's a long way to go if we follow our steps.
me go paint us a way out of here. Good work. Now I can paint the portal home. After it's complete, you must go first, or else you'd be stuck in here forever. Follow me.
Wright used the brush of the true paint to paint a door back to his studio. I should now step through and return back to Tamriel.
Tavella.
Wraith, oh my love, you're home safe. I was so afraid.
If it wasn't for my friend here, you'd be right.
Come, you must need food and rest.
I will rest, but I must take care of our guest first. I don't know how to thank you. You have a good heart to help me get back home. I'll never forget what you've done for me. Here, please take this apron as a token of our friendship. It's not much, but perhaps it will help you in the future. All I ask in return is to keep the brush's existence secret. If word gets around that I have it, I'm afraid more than a lone cutpurse will visit me. Naspia Cosma is really skilled with her blade. It's a shame she doesn't compete in the arena. Safe journey, Seryo.
Please share the hospitality of our home.
Apron of Adroitness. Fortify agility and intelligence 6 points ourselves. It's actually as good as of a light armor as the leather cuirass is. Just can't repair it. I do like the iconic hero look. Nothing really fits in together. Shield is different, pants and boots are, I guess, the same style. Sword is sort of slashy. I think gloves might be the leather style too. Apron doesn't fit together with anything and the helmet looks absolutely ridiculous.
Safe travels, Muthsera.
Might be better off just selling this. I mean, yeah, it's a solid light armor, but it's not particularly good, and I can't repair it, so it'll last a couple of fights, then it's totally broken. If I sell it, I could probably get around 600 gold from it. Anyway, not a bad quest. Fundamentally, kill 6 trolls and fetch an item, so not all that interesting of a quest, but implemented in a way that's very memorable. But I think I'll just head for the guild and rest there, leave things at that. There's only one quest we currently have available here. There's probably more in the city itself, but we sort of do want to keep moving. We need the recommendations from all the major skills. And I'd like to get to the Fighters Guild quests too. That would mean Anvil. We have Anvil, Skingrad, Bravel, and Leowin. 4 cities I haven't even visited yet at all. So we could try to do the basic guild quests in those. That would be our early goal. That would open up the Arcane University and custom spells and item enchantment. After that, it basically directs us our spell purchase options and selections quite a bit, because we know what we're gonna need if we want to produce certain things. Kawach is I wouldn't want to go there early on. That's not I'm not ruling that out. I'd like to at least have access to Arcane University first. Separated at birth. Probably need daytime action to do this, so might as well rest for a full day. A half day. Track down a look-alike that lives in this city. Report to the guy in Coral.